Okie dokie. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing the octahedron, which I'm currently sitting in right now, but first let me just go get... which we have right here. So now it's hard to say which is my favourite Platonic solid geometry, but the octahedron is definitely up for consideration. Something about its structure is seemingly impossible. Like, it is very difficult to understand when you first get a hold of it. It almost doesn't need to make sense the way that it is. I think it's because of the fact that every single line can be used to split the geometry completely in half. So no matter which angle you look at it, no matter which edge you're looking at, it can be used to split the geometry in half. It's quite trippy to look at, actually. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the properties, or at least my opinions on the octahedron today. So let's get right into it. Now you may have seen the 51-degree meditation pyramids that people like to use. These are based on a 51-degree angle, which is actually resonant with the golden ratio and lunar energy. Now the golden ratio is actually an artificial ratio. It is not organic, it's not natural. The same way that the moon is an artificial structure. And so it being artificial has the potential for it to bring in dark and unwanted negative energies. That is the 51-degree meditation pyramid. So when I sort of found out this information, I thought to myself, well, what angle pyramid would a crystal ratio? And so I looked it up, I asked ChatGPT, and we came up with the answer 54 degrees, which is coincidentally the same angle as you find on the octahedron. It has a 54-degree face angle, meaning the octahedron resonates with crystal energy, with solar energy, with ascended energy, eternal energy, and unbound energy. Where the 51-degree pyramids resonate with lunar consumptive energy, the octahedron is ascended. It is free from this, and therefore it will not bring in any negative energies or any negative thought forms. It is pure and divine. It's because of this that it resonates strongly with solar energy. We are solar beings of light, and the spiral crystal ratio is resonant of that being, of that existence as a solar being of light as opposed to a consumptive lunar being of death. So the octahedron is really a solar form, and it's very useful to us in this time where we're so driven by lunar energy, consumptive energy. It can be a very useful geometry to connect with in that way. So what else about the octahedron? It's very balancing. As I was saying before, if you take any sort of angle or any sort of edge of the octahedron and look at it, straight on, you can split the geometry into two equal pyramids. And so in this way it is extremely balancing, as is the solar existence. And the solar existence is a solar existence embodies a perfect balance between the masculine and feminine polarities, which the octahedron embodies also. You have one side here, one side here, that are completely balanced in nature and join down the middle. It's also the middle Platonic solid if you go by face count. We have the tetrahedron, hexahedron, octahedron, icosahedron, and dodecahedron. So it's the middle geometry, not likely by coincidence, but likely by resonance. It's very strengthening to the personality and personal will, and again that relates back to its solar being. It's very strengthening to the solar plexus and therefore the personality. We are again solar beings, and so when you have a solar resonant object like this, it strengthens one's personal power and personal expression, and is very useful in aligning our personal expression to solar beings, to solar existence. So yeah, what else is there to say about the octahedron? It has 12 edges, 6 corners, 8 faces. It is composed of triangular shapes, and it's a very stable geometry. The dodecahedron and the cube, they're a lot less stable than this. This one you can sort of compress as hard as you want to. It's not going to go anywhere. And then again, that sort of has to do with its stable nature as a solar object, as a incompromisable, inaffectable object. It is divine in nature. The only one that's actually even stronger than this is the tetrahedron. Well, there's not much difference in between the two of them. And in fact, actually having these large-scale geometries here, you can see this one, it's a very stable one. The dodecahedron and icosahedron are slightly more fragile just because there's so many more edges, the angles in it are a bit more wider. So it's quite useful having these because you can actually get to sense that, get to actually have a sense of how stable the structures are. So yeah, that's the octahedron. I'm going to be making one of these videos for each of the Platonic solids, as we have all 5 now available in these copper forms. So please do be sure to check that out and subscribe for the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.